In today's video, we're exploring the best 3-car garages currently available in Easton Park. We're gonna look at a resale home, a Perry home, and this new build Taylor Morrison home. We're gonna get after it right now. Hey, Daniel here, local Easton Park real estate expert. If you're thinking of making a move to the Easton Park neighborhood, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date on the latest real estate news. You know, as a teacher for 10 years before I jumped into real estate, I was actually a band director, I was a music teacher before I made that switch in careers. And I found that a lot of the skills and values that drew me to education and that helped me become a successful educator have helped me become a successful real estate agent. Honesty, hard work, effective communication, and truly caring about my clients is still very important to me. So it doesn't matter if you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, you can give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. Love to get to know you, get to know your situation, and help you, guide you through the home buying process. All of my contact info can be found in the description below. Cool, all right. So we're gonna check out 3-car garages today. Like I said, we're gonna check out this Taylor Morrison first, so let's get into the tour. All right, so like I said, we're gonna start with this Taylor Morrison home. So this one is listed at $663,891, it's a very specific number. This is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-story home, 2,910 square feet. Obviously it's a new build. And that puts the price per square foot at $228.14. A couple of things about the incentives for Taylor Morrison. So incentives typically apply to to-be-built, and then every builder is a little different on how it applies to inventory homes. This one, they've heavily discounted. This is actually the lowest price home we're checking out today. But as a very loud pickup truck goes by me, that is the biggest exhaust I've ever seen in my life. But with Taylor Morrison inventory home, they've heavily discounted the price, and they also offer 2% of the price towards closing costs. It's gonna pay most or all of your closing costs. And they offer roughly a 1% buy down. Buy downs are kind of tricky it depends on the loan amount, but roughly 1%. So right now interest rates are about 6.5. You'll get closer to a 5.5 depending on how much you put down. Cool, which I think those are pretty good incentives for an inventory. We're in Prospect Park right now. Kind of see the street. So we're on the north side of Prospect Park, the more finished side. So we have a few, empty lot. That house is being built. Then we have a couple homes down here being built. But in general, this is more complete. And so if you moved in, you would have minimal sounds you have to deal with. As far as the exterior we've chosen, looks like we have the Texas mix with the stone here. And then we have some stucco, which looks really nice, that gray. I wish it was stucco all the way. We have some hardy plank there. Not a big deal, it blends decently well. Then you have the same color with the garage door. I like the windows on top there, natural light let in. And a little bit of a slope, right, going down to the garage. Not too bad though. Nice front patio space. Check it out. So I will say, before we jump into this tour, the basis of this video is just looking at homes with 3-car garages. I just searched on the MLS today and I saw 19 homes currently for sale in Easton Park with 3-car garages. Now, a lot of people do the to-be-built route, and a lot of people also think to-be-built is more expensive than inventory. It can be. It can also be lower because you have more options. You're picking the lot, you're picking the amount of upgrades you put into the home, you're picking the floor plan, which is going to change the base price. So this one is listed at $663,000. You can get a 3-car garage in Easton Park lower than this, okay? I'm not entirely sure how much lower, but be aware if this is like, I really need a 3-car garage, but I just can't swing that high of a price. There are other options out there for sure. And they're building out here until 2037, so you got plenty of time to pick your timing of when you want to start building on a lot. Something I always forget to bring up because I've done so many of these videos, but HOA here is $75 a month, and the tax rate here is 2.57 as far as in Prospect Park. It changes a little park to park. So here we have a very tall ceiling, beautiful office space. I love the extra windows they put up there. I haven't turned any of the lights on, so we're definitely getting a sense of the natural light. I love the 8-foot tall doors. Yeah, this is beautiful. French doors. Also the flooring looks like rev wood, so it's an engineered wood. It could be luxury vinyl plank. That they make them so good nowadays that it looks and feels like wood. I think this is real wood though. I believe this is the engineered rev wood. So we have a full bathroom here, floor to ceiling tile, acrylic pan at the bottom, walk-in shower, so no tub here. The one sink, interesting, the linen closet there. So this could potentially work for a mother-in-law suite, not quite a suite, right? Because the bathroom is not an ensuite, but you could potentially do something here if you did need to make that a doorway. It's not impossible. Really good size space for the closet. Decent sized bedroom. Yeah, it feels like maybe 11 by 11 feet. I also like all 3 windows you can raise up. 3 windows in here is great. It's a ton of room. It really depends on how you want to use it though. That could be a second office if you need 2 home offices. Both are great options. Really good amount of storage. I like that they didn't put carpet under here also. It's no carpet until we go upstairs. It's great. Okay, so dining area off to the left. Then we have our kitchen area. It's a really good size island. I probably would not have gone with the blue. It's one of those things with inventory versus versus to be built. To be built, you pick everything. Inventory, you typically get a better price, right? As long as you have a realtor that's going to negotiate on inventory homes. But then you kind of have to give up some concessions. And so for me, that blue wraparound on the island would be a little bit of a concession. I do like the thick countertop material they've used. That looks great. And I like the gray cabinets. Do they pass the soft close test? They do. Good job, Taylor. I like the backsplash. That looks awesome. I also like that they have the plugs with the USB. Ooh, old school USB. No USB-C in here. It's a bold decision. Built-in oven, built-in microwave, built-in range. These are all things you would expect to see. I do like Taylor Morrison does the wide range. I think Perry does the same too. I know Highland does a shorter range. This one's actually wide enough you could fit 5 pans on. And then we don't have the hood hidden. It's pretty out there actually. That sticks pretty far out. It's gonna catch my eye. Large single basin sink, a little bold. I would have gone with stainless steel, not the black. Stainless steel would have matched the faucet and the handles, but they have black fixtures here, so it kind of makes sense. And then you have the black vinyl outline for the sliding glass doors. Interesting with this, I'll go back to the kitchen in a second. Typically, you walk into a house, this floor plan is just different than others, and typically the sliding glass doors would be here, and that's where your patio would be. This is actually on the side. I don't mind this. Because if this was on a greenbelt lot, which there's very few of them in Easton Park, but you know, if I had an amazing view here, I'd be like, no, I want to walk out and see that view. This is just, we're in the middle of the neighborhood, right? We have neighbors back there. We are on a higher elevation, I will say, so you do get more sky than they do, right? Because they're lower than us on that street. But I don't mind this at all. I'd probably want to screen in the patio. So I can fully open this. I like that we have both options of the stackable glass door as well as the door on the side there from the dining room. But then also see if we can extend the patio and make it more of an L shape. I like that Taylor Morrison also does rocks on the side of the house there. And then backyard space is really nice. Really good amount of space here. That's something that is typically not great in Easton Park, is the lot sizes are not that big. Let's go this way first. We were walking over here and I went off on a tangent. So we can start with the garage. I did my intro. So we do have a 3-car tandem garage. Again, natural light in here is fantastic. Really good amount of space back here. Now I'm looking around and I'm not seeing some stuff. So with this inventory home, they chose to not put a water softener loop, which, okay, some people really care about that, some people don't. You have your electrical panel there. I'm not seeing the irrigation system, which is a little confusing to me right now. Maybe they put it outside. Interesting. Just so you're aware, Taylor Morrison's going through a new floor plan phase, so they're building new floor plans for the first time. And so they're just like getting rid of their old inventory. So things may have been missed, or maybe things just changed and then they didn't include it in the base package for this floor plan, but they do in future ones. There's no EV charger in here, which is weird, because I know Taylor Morrison offers that standard right now, but I don't see one in here. So very odd that it's not in here. And then really odd that I don't see the irrigation system. So I'll keep an eye out for that. The amount of space is fantastic. And this is the lowest price house we're gonna see today. Okay, so this would be your pantry. A little bit of a walk from the kitchen over here, but not too bad. I like the size of it, really interesting. I like that tile, that looks really pretty. Beautiful, I like the 3 cabinets, that's awesome. And we have a folding table, more cabinetry below, and then plenty of space for your washer dryer. Yeah, this is great. Also, I love that it connects. So this actually is very open. It connects out to here, and then also connects into your bedroom. Again, very different type of bedroom where the bedroom is tucked away over here, so there's no door here, right? It's a very large room with a lot of windows. This almost feels like a media room, which is weird because it's a primary bed. You can see the yard space better out here too. Yeah, but those extra windows, very interesting. But you have this hallway, which is not typical. This looks like a linen closet, yep. And then our bathroom, kind of boring with the tile. Again, inventory, right? If that bothered you, you can get a 2B bowl. I do like that they have the widespread faucet. It's easier to clean when it's like that. And then separated sinks. Again, I also like that. And we maintain the same countertop and cabinet material as the kitchen. Toilet tucked away. Very gray. Gray on gray on gray on gray. Not what I would have chosen, but it's a good amount of space in here, good amount of natural light coming in there too. And then our closet's okay. For this price point, you can definitely get a bigger closet. This is okay. I'm hesitant to say it's good. It's good to me, but I've learned that I'm okay with smaller closets than most people, so. But no, that's nice. I like how quick it was to get from there. It's not immediately connected, but it's a very short walk to get to your closet. And also if you have kids upstairs or you have people upstairs that need to get their laundry, it's an easy walk to get to the stairs too for them. I like that. And then we got plenty of space here for a dining area. Let's check out upstairs. So we do have carpet on the stairs, which is what I would expect. Honestly, I don't mind carpet on the stairs because you can just rip it up down the road. That's what I plan to do with my house. But I also have cats, so they have destroyed the stairs. Okay, I'm going off in tangents. So we have this wrought iron rail that looks really nice, overlooking the foyer in the front. Love the amount of natural light, just the extra windows they put up here. They didn't need to do that. And then good open. Yeah, again, the extra windows up here. This looks great. And this is a really big space up here. I think I said 2,900 square feet total. This will be to the attic. And so you'd go in there to change your HVAC filter every 3 months. That's nice. You don't have to go upstairs. You just you do have to crawl under that, so be careful. You don't want to puncture that. The air ducts. Here at the top of the stairs, this looks like a bedroom / media room, however you'd want to use it. It has a closet, so this counts as one of our bedrooms. It's a good sized room though. I'm sure on this floor plan you can adjust this to be a media room, but they just get rid of the closet. Okay, linen closet. Just the one sink up here. I'm not a huge fan of that. I always like 2 sinks upstairs when there's more than 1 bedroom. Yeah, they love the gray. Gray is cheap, apparently. There's a lot of it, which is helping the price of this house, I'm sure. Interesting, we have the 2 windows here. One of them opens, one doesn't. And then a decent sized closet, better than I was expecting. Really good sized room, I'll say. Both bedrooms upstairs, good sized rooms. No ceiling fans as expected. New build doesn't do that for the guest rooms. Cool, so like I said, this was the first of 3 car garage homes we're checking out today. They're gonna be very, very different, but I wanted to kind of go in order of price. So now we're gonna go check out the second highest price home today. So I'll see you over there. All right, so now we're checking out the only resale house we're touring today. Thank you, Sherry Smith, one of the other realtors here in Easton Park. It's one of her listings, so I appreciate her allowing me to film this for today's video. So this one, look at my notes here, this one's listed at $695,000. It is massive. This is 3,799 square feet, so 3,800 square feet, which I don't know if any builders even offer that size square footage anymore. I know Taylor Morrison used to offer over a 4,000 square foot home. I don't think they offer that anymore. So this is the biggest house available in Easton Park right now. We are in Bryant Park, which is the first section of Easton Park. It's very close to William Cannon. And so we're like walking distance from the new HEB when that's built out, walking distance from the Chick-fil-A. We're on that intersection of William Cannon and McKinney Falls Parkway. And that means this was built in 2016. This is a 5-bed with 2 downstairs, 3 upstairs, 4 full bathroom, and it is $182.94 per square foot. The nice thing about being in Bryant Park is we are in a cul-de-sac, because all of these are just kind of little stretches of cul-de-sac. We're actually at the east side of Bryant Park, so that's the furthest away from the intersection, which is nice because the road is actually pushed a little further away on this side, so less road noise here than you would get further into Bryant, so that's really good. Again, like I said, cul-de-sac, so you have no through traffic here, which is excellent. And this house is beautiful. I don't know who the builder is. I'd have to look at the tax records because we had different builders back in 2016 building out here. I love that they added this. The builder definitely did not do this. This was done after the fact. But having this smooth ramp from the walkway is really, really nice. And they did a fantastic job with prepping this home for the market. It looks beautiful inside, and just a great job, you know, trimming all the bushes here, beautiful flowers out here. This looks really, really, really nice. But we have the white brick, and then this light blue hardy plank, and then the dark blue board and batten with another one. This is probably too many colors, if I'm being honest. I probably wouldn't have done the dark blue, I would have just matched that, but it works. I think it does work. You know, the nice thing about this side of Easton Park is you have mature trees, so we actually have tree cover. You actually have some birds chirping. You know, you don't get trees like this in Prospect Park because they've just been planted, they're saplings. Small patio, not too much here. 8-foot tall door. Again, I didn't turn any of the lights on, so we're gonna get a sense of the natural light in here. First thing that catches my eye is engineered hardwood. That's beautiful. I love engineered hardwood. It looks and feels like wood. It's actually wood. Going down this way, looks like we have a bedroom and a bath, one of the 4. Beautiful tile. They did a good job with the grout lines. They look really clean. Yeah, this all looks clean, passing the smell test. So I would expect with a 3,800 square foot home, all the bedrooms to be generously sized. This one has to be the smallest bedroom. But I do like the closet space with the natural light, and that we have the plantation shutters throughout all of these. So these are great because they're on hinges, so you can fully open it, and then you can also easily adjust the amount of light coming in. Nice upgrade there. Carpet's in really good condition too. So this having been lived in for, what, 10 years? It's in good shape. Nice thing with resale is always looking for the little upgrades that the owners did. They did a great job with staging this home too. We'll stay on this side for now. Same tile as what we just saw. I love that we have the built-in sink, so they already had it plumbed. That's awesome. No cabinets, so it's an easy thing you can add after the fact, and then again, natural light coming in here. I will say this is really close to the front of the house, so it's probably gonna be a little bit of a trek to all the bedrooms for the laundry, which is a shame, but a small thing to consider. Here is our 3-car garage, and obviously feels way different than the previous one. So, looks like they had a fridge. I'm sure it's negotiable because it's still here. Most likely they're just saying keep it here. I see another outlet there, so I'm thinking that's probably for a dryer or a fridge, or a freezer actually, not for a car charger. Good amount of space though. I like the built-in shelf back there. Looks like we have 2 water tanks, which is good. One for downstairs, one for upstairs. They already have a water softener built in, but that's something we would need to ask and make sure that it's not leased and it comes with the property. Yeah, I like all the hooks here. I'd ask for this just to stay up so I don't have to do it after the fact. Massive garage. It's a really good amount of space. We're not getting the 8-foot tall door. So we have the 8-foot tall entrance, but then everything else down here is your typical 6 foot 8 inches. So it doesn't feel as elevated as the new build, but there's just little things I really like. I really like the plantation shutters. They're throughout the whole house. I love the wood. This looks really nice. It's a good amount of space. I like that we have that corner door entry. I wish it was glass, but that's fine. And then we have our dining area off here. Interesting light fixtures they've chosen in each room too. I don't mind them. No pendant lights, so interesting. It's weird because this doesn't feel like the biggest house, purely just because of how low the ceiling is in certain parts. This doesn't open up as much as I thought it would. So that's something to consider. It feels a little darker because we don't have those super tall windows like we had in the Taylor Morrison. And then B, it feels a little bit smaller, but I haven't gone upstairs yet. I'm sure that's massive. Over here. Oh wow, that goes deep. Yeah, so we do have understairs storage with the carpet though. That definitely looks like original carpet. Stay over here for now. Looks like fridge, washer dryer do come included. We have the built-in oven and microwave. Corner pantry. They did a great job. I've been in so many homes that are not even 10 years old, and this does not look this clean. Looks like they must have painted that or just taken really good care of it. Yeah, that's great. Smaller range, what I was talking about earlier, right? So this is not going to fit 5 pans, but you do get 5 burners. It's just the utility of it. No handles, no soft close. Again, those are things you can add after the fact. It's not too difficult. Beautiful backsplash there. That looks brand new. And the grout lines look really clean. I like the sink is in the island looking out to the living room. Very nice. Then we have kind of a breakfast nook area over here because you already have the main dining over there. Let's check out this backyard. So the backyard's definitely a big selling point for this house, as well as that 3-car garage, for a number of reasons. I'll just let you kind of soak this in for now. So we have the pergola, which is nice for shade, right? Right now I'm facing east, so the sun is rising from this side in the mornings. So this definitely helps cut down the amount of sun getting into here in the morning, and you can actually use the space and have your cup of coffee and not be completely blinded. We have a gas out here for a grill. Obviously, big takeaways is we are, I don't know if you can hear that. That's annoying. So we're actually really close to a little bridge on William Cannon, and that's quite loud. So that's a shame. You can't really see the traffic too bad. You can just see them when they get to here, but you can hear it pretty loudly right there. So that kind of, I'd put a fountain or something. I'd figure out something to make it where there is white noise out here, so I'm not hearing that. But you don't have any rear neighbor, right? This is the green belt between Bryant Park and Nob Hill, the other section on the north side of William Cannon. So that's really nice to not have that. And the lots out here are bigger. Just when they developed the land out here, the lots in Bryant Park and Nob Hill were bigger than what they're doing right now with new build. So this is a much bigger yard than you're going to get in for most of the lots in Prospect Park where all the new construction is happening. I like that they pushed this out. Yeah, there's a lot of really wide open slits here. I want someone to come out and look at that. But I do like that we have this pool out here, this hot tub. Very nice. And then what they've done with this, right? I'm not sure what you would call this, but it's a kind of a stone instead of just concrete slab. It's really pretty. Yeah, it's very, I was gonna say peaceful. It's peaceful when there's no cars, right? But as soon as a car hits that bridge, that is a little annoying. I'm also seeing some solar panels up there too, so that's a nice effect, and it's facing east, so yeah, they're getting a ton of sun in the morning and afternoon. Also doggy door included. That's a pro for me. Some people see that though and go, oh, a dog lived here. So, yeah, it's dependent on if that matters to you or not. We have the cable hider here, so you put your TV there, hide the cables underneath, goes through the wall. All right, let's check out the primary bedroom. Yeah, big primary bedroom. I like that we have the ceiling fan. We're still keeping the plantation shutters. This carpet definitely feels newer. It's in good shape. Obviously there's a big rug there, so who knows, but from what I can see, it looks good. And then our bathroom, man, staying with the plantation shutters. Tub over here to the side, okay size. Okay, kind of weird. Having the walk-in shower kind of away over here and not super fancy. We have the acrylic pan on the bottom. It's more long than wide, which I would prefer the opposite. It's okay, it's really dark though. I wish we had the natural light coming to the shower. Toilet separated, linen closet, pretty typical. And then an okay closet. Again, I like that they kept this here. I think that I like that. It's okay. I haven't seen a closet today that's blown me away. Everything's in good shape though, which that's always a toss-up. This has only been on market for 11 days as of recording, so I'm sure this will get grabbed pretty quickly. It's rare to get a 3-car garage with the greenbelt view. And as of recording, literally there's only 3 greenbelt lots available to build on right now. I think they're all Highland homes. Some Taylor Morrison down, in a few months will open up that are greenbelt. There's very few greenbelt lots to build on in Easton Park, so something to be aware of. All right, so we have a long walkway, no railing. They just kind of kept the sheetrock siding, which I think is fine. If you have small children, it's definitely safer this way. Let's go this way first. Okay, so we went back to the engineered hardwood. No ceiling fan, that's a shame. Again, we got the shutters. This is a weird corner room, just the one window. Decent closet space, yeah. This is 5 bedrooms, all right, so it is listed 2 downstairs, 3 upstairs. So if you are needing a mother-in-law suite, you do have that one downstairs, as well as keeping your office. I like floor-to-ceiling tile. I really like this brown tile they chose. They stay consistent with that. I would probably change out this carpet if I moved in, but it's in pretty good condition. It's just kind of strange that they have the wood up there already. Here's one of the other bedrooms. Again, no ceiling fan. Come on, Resale. It's like the one thing you can easily add and that'll differentiate you from the new build. This looks like the attic. Yep, that's where you'd go. A little bit of storage, but mainly just to change out the air filter there. Again, every 3 months. Interesting. Is this a bedroom? I think it is. We have a closet. Don't have a door jamb here. Assuming there's a bathroom down here. Uh-huh, oh wow. A whole other wing of the house. So another bedroom, another bathroom, just the one sink. Yep, same materials as before. Anything hiding here? Nope. Yeah, this keeps going. It's definitely for a large family that needs the 5 bedrooms, because this wouldn't count as a bedroom. This is just kind of a hangout lounge area. You got the bedroom there, and then there's a bedroom over there next to that kind of game room area. So I'm not sure how you would even use this space. Very interesting. Yeah, really, I think this one could get bought up quick. It could also stay market for a minute because there's just so many rooms. Like, this is too much house for me. I'm thinking even for a family with 3 children, this might be too much for them. I don't know, and that's a pretty big family, right, already with 3 kids. But you have the mother-in-law suite downstairs plus an office. Then you have 2 flex areas upstairs plus the 3 bedrooms. So yeah, this is definitely for a big family, but I love what they did with the backyard. Obviously, 3-car garage is nice, and it's well kept, which isn't always the case for resale. So I think this is definitely a good potential, and there's very few resale right now. I think there's 2 resale in Easton Park that are available with a 3-car garage. Everything else is new construction. You obviously give up the incentives, right? But what you get for that is that yard, that view, and then the upgrades that the current owners have put into the home, the plantation shutters, the pergola, the back patio, the pool that they put in there too. So, and then the placement, right, in Bryant Park. So I think there's definitely pros. There's quite a few pros to this one, and not as many cons, but cool. All right, so this was the second house. I'm gonna try to keep this video under an hour. Now I'm only looking at large homes today. We're gonna go back to Prospect Park, and it'll be the final one. This will be a Perry house that is currently available. So I'll see you over there. All right, hopefully the wind's not too bad. We'll get inside quickly. So finally we're at the Perry house. This is listed at $749,900, so $750,000. This is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath, 1-story home, so very different. Obviously new construction, 2,835 square feet. And we're back in Prospect Park, but we're actually in the north side of Prospect Park where most of the new construction is happening. So you can see there's a bunch of vacant lots behind us. These are all empty lots that will be built on. We do have some homes that are built out over here. These are all Perry and Taylor Morrison, but cool, let's get inside. So this one, very different. We have the 2-car garage, and then we have a car garage over here. I'm not a huge fan of the exterior. There's a lot of hardy plank. I wish it was more of that stucco look. I do like the stone. I do like the front door and the color of the garage doors. Beautiful tile here in the front. Massive door. Absolutely ginormous door. Now, as far as the incentives for Perry, so they are offering either $35,000 flex cash, which means you can use that towards buying the price of the house down, towards closing costs, which will probably be around 15 grand for closing costs, depending. And then you can also use it to buy the rate down. Or you can forego all of that and just get a 4.99% interest rate. Really, it depends on how much you're doing as a down payment, which would dictate what's the better deal. If you're doing very little as a down payment, I would just take the 4.99. If you're doing a pretty sizable down payment, then it may make more sense to take the $35,000 flex and use some of that to buy your rate down, and you'll have some left over to pay off closing costs. So you'd have to speak with a lender to know which one makes sense for you. But decent incentives. Pretty comparable to Taylor Morrison as far as the amount of money that they're offering. So we have luxury vinyl plank flooring here, the wide plank. That looks really, really nice. I do like that quite a lot. And then this is a very interesting floor plan because it's 1-story with the 4 beds. So this is bedroom number 1. I love that we have the 2 windows and we have that black framing. Good amount of space in here. And then this is actually kind of a Jack and Jill situation, but very wide. 1 sink here, very boring faucet, ton of space with that. And then, like I said, kind of Jack and Jill situation, not floor to ceiling, kind of boring with the tile, right? The toilet's right there out. And we have the other sink coming into the other bedroom. Both bedrooms decent size. Kind of weird that we don't have a door here, so the sink's just open, and then you would have the door to the actual bathroom. All of these 8-foot tall doors. Perry did a great job with the ceiling height. I think the first house we saw 8-foot tall doors, but then the ceiling was maybe 6 inches above. This one, that's actually low because it opens up even higher when we get to the main living area, so very tall ceilings in here. I'm kind of doing a U-turn here. So this is interesting. We have this 1-car garage, which I really like this space. This is a perfect workout room in my opinion, where we have lots of natural light coming in. I have no lights turned on. Ton of natural light in here. If you need it for, for a car, you do have space to put a car in here, but it just gives you more options versus the tandem 3-car garages we've been looking at. If you did make that a workout space, you're kind of just tucked into the back of a very dark corner of the garage. Here is our half bath. I like the countertop. Not a big fan of the black cabinetry. I see some of that in the kitchen, but again, that's personal preference. Go down this way now. So we have our mudroom area. I do like that they added the hooks, and then the 2-car garage. Really good sized 2-car garage, right? We have about a 1.5 feet on that side, about a foot on that side. You see the irrigation system, the EV charger, tankless water heater. That's gonna be more energy efficient than a full tank. We do have the water softener loop. You would have to add the water softener, but it's already been pre-plumbed. And then we have some additional ones. It looks like another dryer or freezer outlet. A good amount of space in the 2-car. And then we have a bedroom over here, 2 windows. They do a great job with multiple windows in some of these rooms with an ensuite, which is great. I like the walk-in shower. I like that we have the tile on the ground there. I wish it went to the ceiling. And then we have a small closet back here. So this is great for mother-in-law suite, tucked away to the side. It's a 1-story house, so no stairs to deal with at all, which is always a plus. All right, then we have a theater room. So this does not count as one of the 4 bedrooms. Really good amount of space here. Kind of strange in my opinion, the theater room being right next to the living room. You know, like there's gonna be couch and TV out there, and then you have theater, I don't know. It's, again, personal opinion. In my mind, a theater room should be far away, right? It should be upstairs, opposite corner of, you know, if you have people who want to watch a movie, but you don't want to disturb everyone else who's hanging out in the living room. It just feels a little too close. Now you could use that as an office if you wanted to, but yeah, that's my only thing with that. It's a good amount of space though, not pre-wired for surround sound. Here's our pantry. It's okay. It's not massive, but it's okay. It's fine. Massive islands, really, really, really big island. We have the built-in oven, built-in microwave like we've seen before. I love this wood cabinets, that looks great. I love also this range, very wide range. And I also, something that we haven't seen yet, I really like the range is not exact opposite from the sink. So when people are doing dishes, right, dishwasher right here, they're doing all of that work. If someone's also cooking, you're not bumping into each other. There's a little bit of separation here, which I like that. But something I don't like is this decision. So why they went with black here, I get it. They're copying the island, right? The island is black, but I don't think the black and the brown mix very well. I like the black fixtures, the black handles, the black hinges, but for the island, I would have done white or gray or keep it the same as the brown. I would have kept that the same as the brown because I like that the hood is tucked away, but that black is just doesn't look good to me. I really like the backsplash. It's the same countertop as the countertop. It's the same material. Ton of outlets here. I like the underlighting too, and then natural light coming in from that side. Large single basin sink, stainless steel, looking out to the living area. What's in here? Is that a coat closet? Yeah, coat closet, kind of in the middle. And then this is where you would put your TV, right? Which I don't know if I agree with that. That's where they put all the hookups. I feel like I'd want to put it over here. Kind of weird. We do have a floor outlet here, so if you have a powered couch, right, you can easily plug it into the floor. Very wide open space. They didn't do any pendant lights. I love the stackable glass doors, always a big fan of these. If I can open it. Nope, I can't. Okay. I do think the back patio is okay. It's not as impressive as I think the previous 2, and then the yard does slope a little bit, so I'm not sure I like this this lot placement per se. There's going to be houses there, so just be aware. You're not going to get that beautiful view. There will be a house right there. Something to pay attention to also, you see how this next door neighbor, they're actually near an easement. You see that path, the public path. So when they built, they had to do wrought iron railing. whenever it's outside to the public area. And then the HOA changed the rule in Prospect Park, and so that's why this house has the privacy fencing. So I feel really bad for those people because they still have that, and I would much prefer privacy fencing on both sides. But that's why that looks like that, if you're wondering. Utility room, some cubbies, no cabinets though. It does connect to one of the 2 closets, so that's nice. And then we do have an office space at the back of the house. Again, very different. Usually you find the office in the front of the house. This one, the windows are looking out to the backyard. Good sized yard. Walking into the primary bedroom. Really good amount of space. We have the 3 windows. That's definitely an upgrade with that black framing of all the windows. It looks really nice. And then the bathroom's very nice. So very large soaking tub. I could actually fit in there, which is great. I like the 3 frosted glass windows right here. I like that we have the separated sinks, the same brown material for the cabinets as we had out in the kitchen. Toilet separated. Our first closet that connects to the utility room, that's really handy. That's a really great spot for the utility room because people living in the other 3 bedrooms on the side of the house, it's very easy to get to the utility room. It's not tucked away, but it's super close to the primary. And then you have the second closet. Definitely the best closet space we've seen so far in today's video. I really like this shower. So no door here, which I really like. You just walk in, already has the bench. They do floor to ceiling. Beautiful tile. I really like this tile, this super large squares. That looks really, really nice. And then linen closet back there. And just so you can see, this connects over here, and then we're back to the main living area. So yeah, those were 3 of the 19 currently available 3-car garage homes in Easton Park. These just caught my eye, and I wanted to kind of show you a little bit of flavor of different ones, Taylor Morrison, Perry, and then one of the 2 resale homes. But if you are considering purchasing a home and a 3-car garage is important to you, then just be aware there are a lot of options out there. I promote Easton Park in this video. I do probably half of my work is Easton Park, and then half my work is people finding me through YouTube, and then we look at other neighborhoods that actually work better for them. So there's a ton of new construction happening all around the greater Austin area. And so if you're considering moving to the area, or maybe you're renting and you want to become a homeowner instead, start paying off a mortgage, you can always give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or schedule a Zoom call. I really enjoy helping people. That's why I became a teacher. That's the same attitude I try to bring into real estate in a very salesy atmosphere at times. I just enjoy the helping people and being very honest and open with helping them create a confident, clear decision with a very expensive purchase. So it's important that you have someone in your corner that's going to be honest and knowledgeable and kind of think through things with you on the financial side as well as the lifestyle side. Is this the best fit for you, or can we find something better that's going to work better for you? So if you're looking for not just a realtor but a personal advisor on your next real estate purchase, again, reach out to me. I'd love to get a coffee with you and kind of help you through that very tricky navigation with buying a home. But cool, I can talk for days. I'm sure we're getting close to an hour with this video, so I'm going to stop it there. Until next time, hope to see you guys around the neighborhood.